Verbs are often described as doing words, but this isn't a very helpful definition. It works fine for the boy ran along the road, but less well when there isn't an obvious action, such as a describing clause telling us where something was. So we can divide verbs or processes into different types. The easiest to spot are action verbs, sometimes called material processes. These are the obvious doing words. Something is definitely happening. The next type are the sensing verbs or mental processes. What holds them together is that they're all processes which can take place inside the sensor's head. This category covers words to do with perceiving sensation and using the senses. It covers words to do with cognition and thinking. And it covers emotions. The third key type of process are the being and linking verbs. In functional linguistics, these are two separate groups, existential and relational, but for our purposes, grouping them together is fine. These are the verbs that children find it most difficult to see because they're essentially static and they can cause confusion for new speakers of the language. We use them when we want to point something out. We tend to say, there is something or other. We also use them when we want to link two things. For example, the person, Neil Armstrong, and the first man on the moon. We often do this by saying one thing is the other. Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, for example. We also use these processes to describe qualities of things. In this case, we can use has and is, and sometimes a range of other verbs like seems. The next two categories fall somewhere between action verbs and sensing verbs because they're the outward signs or results of internal processes, and the dividing lines are often a bit fuzzy. An important category when we're talking about language is the information-giving verbs or verbal processes, and these include all of the words that can replace said. The final category is the one that you don't need to be too concerned about, but it's useful to know about when questions about whether something is a sensing verb or an action verb arise. These are the expressive verbs. They are the external expression of an internal process, known to linguists as behavioural processes. Although they can be described as an action, they're not always deliberate or under control of the person doing them. For example, laughing is the physical expression of being amused, crying the expression of being sad, frowning is the expression of feeling angry or confused. This category also includes bodily processes, so yawning is the expression of being tired, and burping is the expression of assorted gastric processes.